Elevate yourself. Empower others. Welcome to Coach Approach Podcast. Nikita, welcome to Coach Approach.
Thank you so much for having me, Marko. I'm very excited about this conversation. And thank you. Great start to the year.
Nikita, most wellness apps don't fail because of lack of features. They fail because people stop using them. And you said something important for me. Apps fail because they are not engaging enough. Why do users actually churn from fitness or wellness apps?
That's a very good question. And to this state, we're still figuring it out on the way. But what I see in tech is that if you take a look at the entertainment, right? You take a look at Netflix, you take a look at Spotify, you take a look at all those uh, different technologies that we have in entertainment. They're engaging, they're beautifully crafted, the experience is amazing. Everything just looks fantastic. You want to use it, you want to try it. And at the same time, I'm not sure when was the last time, but have you checked your insurance app, or have you
Mm.
checked the hospital app, have you checked the clinic app? They're horrible. It's like, man, it's like I feel like they stopped developing in 2000 or something. And we're here trying to change that. Whenever we start working with the companies, we take a look at their tech stack. Sometimes, the companies are asking us for configuration of our tech to look a little bit, less appealing and less fun and less with less designing features and so on, just simply to match what they have. And this is, very, very sad for me, because I feel like we don't invest more into engagement, into the health, wellness, fitness applications. Honestly, this is a big problem.
Can you tell me where do dashboards fail to create action, for example, or what do most app teams misunderstood about habit formation, or what's the biggest retention killer in health products?
Um, I feel like the biggest retention killer in the health product is not showing the users why they're doing something. I feel
Mm.
like in a lot of sense. So it's very obvious to everyone, to every user. It's very obvious to all of us. It's obvious that we have to do sports, we have to do fitness, we have to take care of our health, we have to track our HRV, we have to track everything. But I feel like the biggest issue is that um, the biggest retention killer is me not understanding where I am today, where I want to be in 3 months, and a beautifully crafted UI and UX experience how to get there. That's very simple. Just not
Mm.
that the fact that the user don't know why they're doing something. Like for example, even if you take a look at the health app by Apple right now, right? It's beautifully crafted. It tracks a lot of things, but even there's no like goal setting. What I want to do, or like reminders of something. They started doing that with sleep. They started doing that with quite a lot of things, but still, it's not the experience that you would want to see. It's like they don't give you a why you should do something. I feel like that's the biggest issue right now and the biggest retention killer for the health tech and med tech and so on.
Fitness is physical, it's repetitive, it's measurable. That makes it the perfect AI playground. Why is fitness and wellness a perfect entry point for AI compared to other industries?
Um, I would argue and debate if fitness is, um, more, I would say, fun or engaging entry point for AI, but it's definitely a field where it's underrepresented. You take a look at the Gen AI, it's being used for everything except for that. We see only, a few applications. Like I think Whoop does it very well, where they use generative AI to summarize all the points. I see quite a lot of companies started using it, but still it's very underrepresented. And I feel like that's why it's a huge opportunity for a lot of companies to start using it specifically in that direction, to use it as a like to summarize your activity, to understand better what does this specific data point mean, or summarize your week in all those data points in a week and understand how well you've done, to track your progress, and where you would want to be, what you need to change in order to get there. So this is, I feel like, a huge opportunity for a lot of companies, just simply because it's underrepresented at the moment.
What's the difference between AI that informs versus AI that coaches? I mean, AI coach is the future, definitely.
Yeah.
And what makes AI coach more effective than AI analytics for the end user?
So what I feel like, um, that's actually a very good question to think about. Again, most of the things that I'm telling, we're just figuring it out now, or we figured
Mhm,
out in the last 3 to 6 months. And we see a lot of use cases where companies started integrating an AI to summarize, again, the data points, to give some kind of plan for the user, right?
mhm,
But we feel like the reason Kinestex exists is that to make fun the process of training itself.
mhm,
Feel like it's so easy right now to get a meal plan. It's so easy right now to get a training plan. It's so easy right now to get any kind of plan right now. You can go to ChatGPT, or you can go to Grok, or you can go to Gemini, or any of those models, and say, "I'm this and this. I'm this person, and what I should do, or generate a plan for me." Right? But that stops right there. But I feel like where it's lacking right now, it's that a lot of people and users need that kind of accountability in front of something that watches over them, that tells them what to do, and tells them how to do it, and makes it fun, like a buddy. You know, like, think of it as if you're going to the gym, uh, and when you're going yourself. So first of all, you're lost, right? You don't know what to do, how to do it, and so on. Second of all, it's like when you're going there alone, it's not fun, right? It's just repetitive things that you're doing over and over again. But just remember how you are going somewhere, and you're going with a body. You joke, you discuss something in between the reps, or in between the exercises, and it's fun, right? So that's what we're trying to recreate, that you're not alone, that you're not exercising alone, that there's something with you that looks at you, understands you, and sometimes makes fun, and it keeps you accountable, and it gets all your data. So that's a kind of feeling that we're trying to recreate for the user. So it's fun for the user and for the person to actually do something.
Yeah, I just want to talk about how Kinestex actually works. People hear AI personal trainer and assume it's just prompts and workout plans. Your product is more motion tracking, exercise library, coaching layer. Uh, can you walk us through it? Like I'm product leader at a digital health company. What does Kinestex actually do inside the app?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have that issue as well. So first time, still to this day, part of our job as a company, with our partners, with our clients, with our investors, is educational part. Because when the some companies are joining the first sales call with us, for example, or discovery call, it's still the moment where they misunderstand our product. So we in the company will make sure that every first call with our partner, client, or investor has a demo inside of it,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people misunderstand it. Again, you, you said it right. People literally think that it's just prompts. It's just the generated workout plan, or something like this, or something similar. But Kinestex is taking it to another level, where with every company that we work with, we try to come up with a specific use case, how Kinestex can be implemented, and how it can be a great value add for the users and the clients of the application. And just to give you one example, and just to give you a couple of examples, in fact. So one of them is, say, diabetes application. I will not be able to name them, some of our clients, due to our policy, white label policy. But there's a great use case where Kinestex is being used for the application that helps people manage their type 2 diabetes, right? So they have quite a lot of things inside of the app. They have educational content, they have meal logging, they have constant blood sugar level monitoring, all of that, right? And when we had the first conversation with them, we had no idea how it could be used in diabetes prevention or in diabetes management, for example. And in that case, the company that we're in discussion with initially educated us how they're going to use our technology to help their users. And the use case is the following. Um, Apparently, there are quite a lot of studies that show that for the people with type 2 diabetes, as soon as they eat, right, their blood sugar level is unpredictable. But if they eat and within 30 minutes after the food, if they do some kind of physical activity, the blood sugar level becomes more controllable. And again, I'm not an expert to claim something, but this is what we've heard from the client. And we integrated. The results were crazy. As soon as the user logs the meal, and as soon as the user logged the meal, they within 5 minutes were prompted to do a 5 to 10 minute workout, quick workout, depending on the user um, level of preparedness and their lifestyle and so on. It could be easy workout, it would be slightly harder, or like very hard workout. And um, they saw in data how just that 5 to 10 minute workout really affected the way that uh, the blood sugar level of the users was more controlled. And we did not think of these kind of use cases. And funny thing is that most of our clients are falling into one of the three categories: either B2C consumer health apps, or corporate wellness applications, or insurtech. These three, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, each and every one of our clients is so unique in what they're doing for the users, in why their users are using them, that sometimes the requests that are coming are, initially even confusing for me. Why would the company want to use our services? Another
Mhm.
great example, which is out of the line, is a healthy meal plan application where you can order a healthy meal plan, and you essentially it's like divided by calories. It makes sure that you're receiving the meal plan, what type of meal plan. It adjusts specifically for your nutrition needs and so on. And that company, when we initially had a conversation, I had no idea what we're going to do for them. But they came with a use case saying that when you get a specific meal plan for the weight loss, you are getting as a value add service, uh, Kinestex SDK, of course, fully white label. And the engagement rates were really good. I think it was like 45% of people who received an access to Kinestex SDK were actually using it for the first 3 months of the meal plan, which was fantastic numbers. You know, we were surprised how much value add we provided there. So literally, if we talk about uh, how would that look like, everywhere it's different, but the core is everywhere the same. The user, um, the user gets an opportunity to have their own personal AI trainer inside of their pocket, inside of one of the applications. They open the workout that it's sometimes it's predefined for the user, sometimes it's personalized for the user, depending on the use case. Right? The user starts the workout, sets a phone down on the floor, so the frontal camera looks at them, and once the workout started, the user is shown how to do an exercise with voice and also the visuals. Then the
Mhm.
user sees themselves when they are doing the exercise. And while they're repeating what the coach does on the screen, the AI talks to them with a voice, but also with the visuals on the screen, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, motivates them. It comments on their form. It counts all the data possible from the movements. And it does all of that even with a sense of humor. So we try to add with the sense of humor to make it even more fun on the way, right? So that's literally how that works, and it's very simple, but at the same time, it's very complicated in how that works and how that was being built.
I saw you wrote about build versus buy. a lot of founders want control and say we'll build it ourselves until they realize motion tracking is an entire expertise domain. So, can you tell me what does it actually take to build AI motion tracking internally, and why do most teams underestimate it? Or, for
So
example,
yeah.
what expertise is required? Fitness
um,
experts, Q&A, data sets.
that's a very good question, and we thought a lot about that on the way. We I'll take the first question first,
Okay, yeah.
and then we'll move into the second one. So we see the companies that we had a conversation with, and we explained how the product works. We showed them the demo. We gave them an access to the admin dashboard and to the code and everything. In the whole history, there were three companies. So two of them big companies, and one of them is a relatively smaller company. Um, and in the whole history of our communication with partners and clients, there were three use cases where they said they took a look at everything and they attempted to build something on their own. Right.
Mhm.
So initially, it seems like a no-brainer. It seems very simple. What's hard about it? What's hard about it? You're taking the foundational pose estimation model. You're adding a couple of features on top of that. It seems very easy, right? If you do, let's say, one exercise to create one exercise and tracking of that, you can do it right now in probably one day. If you sit down, use coding model like Claude or something, or ChatGPT again, or Grok, or any of them. But the hard part comes in everything afterwards. So creating the motion tracking for an exercise is probably the easiest part. The hardest part is, first of all, to crafting those experiences, how the users interacted. So some users prefer the challenges, some users prefer the workouts, some users prefer workout plans, some users prefer games, and then the way that it is presented to the user, it is also different by the cohorts of users, right? The younger generation, of course, needs something more active, more fun. The older generation needs something more, I would say, relaxed, and so on. Then, if you start dividing the whole process of the whole solution and system, you see there are probably 10 very important parts of which it consists, and each one requires tons of investment and a lot of time of the team and so on to build it all together. And two out of three companies on the bigger side who attempted to build it themselves, 3 months later, they came back to us and eventually turned out to be our clients. And the one company, the third company, they just closed down because they closed down as a company. I think they went bankrupt. So in general, not only with motion tracking, but with their own product, it didn't go well.
Mhm.
So I see a lot of companies are trying to attempt it. But again, right now, I feel like the technology is becoming irrelevant. The technology or how it's built is becoming less irrelevant, right? And it's all about speed, very much about speed. How fast you'll go to the market, how fast you'll be able to iterate, how fast you'll be able to cater to a specific cohorts of people, how fast you will get the habit of people doing something in this specific way that you want them to do. Right. So the speed to market, I think, beats everything at the moment. Because think of it, 2 years ago, like 3 years ago, we had no foundational models. We had like almost no AI models that would write code for you, build parts of your product, design it, automate it, and so on. And now there are AI agents everywhere. Imagine what's going to happen 2 years from now, that where you have a thought and you can build a software for that from just a thought. And it's already happening. So I think the distribution and the speed at which you're moving is more relevant. So if you can buy something to move faster and not spend month and month and month on research and development and then another year of building it and so on, uh, you will always beat someone in terms of time and time to market and distribution, rather than someone who tries to build everything themselves. We as a company, we use quite a lot of services, on the side. Like, for example, our the model that turns text into voice, we use the services of 11 Labs. for instance, just simply because building those models it would take us another year to build. Right? We just found something on the market that works for us, and we're using it. And the coming to the second question regarding the expertise, I feel like you need expertise at almost again every stage. You need a person, first of all, who will craft the workouts or help you build an algorithm that crafts the workouts. You need a person who trains or helps in the training process of the AI models to uh, understand what the user is doing currently compared to the best practice. And where do you get that best practice? You hire coaches, to train your AI models. And the way that you speak to the users is another set of expertise. Is like, how do you add sense of humor or type of feedback or something like this? You need other people who understand specifically this part, right? And then so it's a set of a lot of different expertise, the different expertise that comes together to build one product. And yeah, so I'm always thinking, when we need something in the company, I first think, can I buy it? Can I buy it today, or can I use the services? If I can't, then okay, how long is going to build it? How long it's going to take building that specific part? So my first question is, can I buy it? Is it already available? Because why would you want to reinvent the bicycle, when you can rent a bicycle from somewhere?
Obviously, speed is important, the most important right now. Agree 100% on that. What makes your offer strong is speed and clarity, one-day integration, full customization under client's brand. So tell me about the one-day integration. What does a company actually get after 24 hours?
Funny thing is that we call it one day integration because we rely a lot on the customer to do some work, right? So
Mhm.
let's say, Marco, you have an app right now, and you give one of your lead developers available for me right now. I put in touch with either our tech lead or a CTO. In a call of 45 minutes, we can make it available inside of your app in the call of 45
Mhm.
minutes. The bad part is not always available immediately. So uh, when we come to you and say, Marco, okay, we agreed to work on with with each other. You wanted to use our technology right now and today, right? Again, we can make it available within one day, which means that today we integrate, we customize it, and so on. It's very easy, very simple. But the problem is sometimes it's not the priority for the company to integrate today. Sometimes they have roadmaps for the next 3 months built, so they don't have time to integrate it. Sometimes it's the company is not on the market yet, right? They're just building their product, or they have their own processes of due diligence, technical due diligence, security due diligence, and so on. So it takes longer and longer and longer, right? We promote ourselves as a one-day integration when in fact it could be 1 hour. Again, if you give me a product manager from your team, tech lead, and a designer of your team, it can be done in 45 to 50 minutes, literally in one call. And we had those cases where the company urgently needed us. I urgently invited my CTO into the call. They invited their tech lead, and they've done integration within that one call.
What does implementation look like for clinics versus apps versus influencers?
So, as a startup, you're always iterating, right? You're always iterating, you're tracking the metrics. So you have an idea, okay, that this will work. And then you set a time for that. Let's say I'm going to try this and this and this for the next 2 weeks or 4 weeks. Let's see the results of those 4 weeks and see if we're going to focus on that one or try something else. You're always iterating at any given moment. So for us, we actually stopped working with the hospitals or clinics at all. And we stopped working with the influencers. So we tried, I think, 10 different hypotheses on the market where it could work, right? And we identified a few months ago for ourselves the target audience. We stopped working with the influencers and clinics and hospitals. And we focused specifically on B2C consumer health apps and corporate wellness and insurtech. Then we tested these three at the same time in sales, in product, in everything. And we even are trying to cut down the other two. So we are focusing only more on the B2C consumer health now. And even in B2C consumer health, we have several subcategories which we're trying, and we're seeing the results, and we're deciding to cut off unnecessary parts for us at least. Because I'm if I came back 3.5 years back into my life when I was just starting it, I wouldn't create in Kinestex a huge library. I wouldn't create a huge library of the workouts. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. What I would do is I would try to identify one small niche where
Mm.
my product absolutely rocks it, and without my product, the companies are literally struggling or dying. And I would just go after that niche. And I now realize that it took us 3.5 years by now to get to where we are, simply because I was building a product for everyone and everything. And
Mm.
it never works in startup life. So what what we're trying to do now, cut off the pieces where we're not fully fit, or where we're not an immediate panacea for all their problems. And now we're trying to identify specific small niches where we're absolutely rocking it and where the companies are absolutely happy. So I feel like we're getting very close to that point. And then once we take over that field or that niche, then we're going to be expanding slowly into other niches. So we'll probably come back to the influencers. We'll probably come back to the hospitals. We'll probably come back to all of those ideas, because I feel like they were amazing. But we're on the way right now to identify that specific niche where we're absolutely killing it.
What outcomes do your clients typically want most? Is it revenue? Is it engagement? Is it retention or data?
It depends. It depends on a client. It depends on their stage. It depends on their whys, why they're building it. But uh, as all of our companies are businesses, and all of us are trying to revolutionize the world in one way or another, right? But at the end of the day, no matter if it's a startup, if it's shawarma place or anything, it's at the end of the day, it's a business. And for business, the most important metric of success has always been the revenue. And if we talk about other additional aspects, they're all just supporting the revenue, 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 right? So if we talk about the engagement, why engagement is so important for the companies that we're integrating with, because it directly affects how much the users are using their app, how much how long they stay with that app, and how much revenue will company make at the end of the day. If we talk about the data, it's the same thing. The companies get more data. They know more about their users. They know better how to cater them. They know better their needs. Therefore, they will make more revenue on that, right? So I feel like the most important thing for all of our clients is what's the ROI on that service. And when you when all these pieces of puzzle are coming all together, it's a huge ROI for a lot of our clients, right? Based on what we charge them. So they're they're being left happy. They are seeing the results, and they keep using and keep getting better and better and bigger subscription.
We are entering a world where everyone could have a coach, not just high performers. And when you say AI personal trainer for every human on earth, what does that future actually look like? What changes in 3 to 5 years, for example? What you see?
When I started Kinestex, it was kind of the same goal for me as it is today, the same vision that motivated me to make it happen, and to get to where we are right now. So the vision that I see with Kinestex is that every human, like you have a calculator right now, the 300 years ago, the physical calculators, not digital, of course, but the physical calculators were only available to the financial people, right? Now every human who has a phone or any kind of device has an access to a calculator, right? And you can always use it whenever you need it. You can pull it out. You can calculate whatever that you need, or the weather app, or anything, or a camera, right? You have a camera in your phone, in your pocket, literally at any given moment. So I envision the future where you, in any of your devices, whatever devices, we don't know if it's going to be phones, 5 years from now, if it's going to be some other devices, but uh, somewhere close to you, most likely in your pocket, of course, you will have your personal AI trainer that knows who you are, that knows all your history, all your data about yourself, and that knows, based on that data, it will craft a exactly the solution that you need uh, to get where you want to be. Right? It's like, imagine what is available right now and in the last 10 years. The coach that you pay for session, he works with you, he understands who you are, he knows where you want to be, and he kind of knows how how for you to get there, right? So the same thing is going to be available at any given moment in your pocket, right? It will know even the best way to motivate you to do that. Not only know everything, show you how to get there, and know where you want to be, right? But also uh, it will know how to motivate you, what excites you, which way or shape or form of exercising or having an active lifestyle is best for you specifically. It'll be hyper personalized, like the one that's going to be for you. It'll be only for you. It will not work for anybody else. And I see that future where all of us have that specific coach.
Where do human coaches still matter and where AI wins? I mean, AI wins in in a lot. He will know everything about you, and despite
Yeah,
your goal, he will bring you there. What will happen with human coaches?
that's a very good question. In fact, a lot of our clients, who, especially the companies that are providing a coach on demand, are asking this question. Is like, they're worried that our AI personal trainer will take over the coaches. What we see today, it hasn't, right? The still AI lacks in a lot of things, and one of them is humanity, essentially. How uh, how the AI is connecting with you specifically. Can you joke with it? Can you share the personal stuff with it? And will it understand and react the way that needs to be reacted, and support you in the way that it needs to be supported? And I feel like humanity is always there. It's like right now you can have AI as your tax attorney, right? You'll have an AI as your tax attorney, and it will advise you to the best of its knowledge, how to do taxes, how to close them, how to file them, how to get tax free, everything. But the human tax attorney will look at you and say, man, don't worry, everything is going to be good. You're in a safe zone. Everything is going to happen. It's like, you closed everything. You shouldn't worry, and so on. So I feel like this is like still the difference in the human profession and AI profession, right? In the same way, the coach will be able to share with you, like the human coach will be able to share with you your real life and real world worries or fears, and so on, right? The AI will not be able to help you to overcome certain things, like, for example, when the person is not confident enough, right? It will not be able to train the person how to be more confident. It's only the other human will say, look, you're fantastic, you're doing this, look at you, you're like, it's how much progress you made, and blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's where the person will still matter a lot.
If a founder is building a health product today, what
Yeah.
should they prioritize first? Features, engagement loops, or outcomes?
I feel like outcomes would be the most important out of three. All three are definitely important. Well, not all three. The first one, I think, is very less relevant, because
Mhm.
it's not about the amount of features that you have. It's about the outcome that the user gets. Uh, think of you, Marco, or think of myself when we're buying a product. We're not thinking of all the features that it's got. We're not thinking of that. We're thinking of the outcomes. Like, why do you buy a Spotify subscription? Right? Because you love having music everywhere. Right? What's the outcome? You're gonna listen to music whenever you want to listen to music. You'll be able to listen to any type of music that you want, and so on. And it's not you're not thinking, oh wow, um, you know, what are what are the features does it have? What kind of technology they use? The people don't care that. The people don't care about that. What are the people? The people care about the type of person or the type of life that the user is going to live or the person is going to live after having your product, right? They don't care what kind of AI you're using underneath it. They don't care the amazing algorithms that 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 you have in your product. Like for example, I don't know, I don't have it right next to me, but think of like JBL speaker, right? The speaker, or the JBL. You don't care what kind of processor does it have. You don't care about anything. What you care about is the quality of sound and the quality of music that you have at any given moment. The same way in digital products, people don't care about the features. All they care about is the outcomes, right? So, what kind of person you're going to be if you get this product. So I feel like prioritizing outcomes and prioritizing the results that the user will get by having your product is the most important.
What's one simple thing any wellness app can do this month to improve retention, for example?
First of all, the founder must understand why they're doing something that they're doing, what type of outcome or how the person is going to be or feel or live by having this product, and show the user set and project that on users. It's not how many steps you're going to make today, but who you're going to be if you do this and this and this. Show the result to the users. And I feel like once you show the result to the users, who they're going to be, what type of life they're going to live, or how they're going to feel if they do this and this and this. So to show the outcome and help the users get there is something that every founder should at least think and start incorporating into the product. There is no quick answer, what exactly, but if they change their thinking to this approach, I feel like they're going to have a lot of changes in their product.
Thank you, Nikita. This was super valuable. Can you tell me where can people learn more about Kinestex or request a demo?
Yeah, this actually on our website, it's kinestex.com. That's where the users can also check. I think it's in the menu, they can see the demo. They can try and download our app on both Android and App Store. It's called Kinestex SDK. They'll be able to download and play with it and use it at home as a user, even though it's just a demo. And they can book a call with me or with my sales team, also on the website by filling out the form.
Nikita, thank you for being my guest on Coach Approach.
Thank you so much, Marco, for the invitation. And we hope that this video will, if not change someone's life, but at least affect in some positive way.
Elevate yourself. Empower others. Welcome to Coach Approach Podcast.